Hello, friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin. I'm a prenatal yoga teacher and have been since 2008. This is a Yin Yoga class for pregnancy. If you want to start right away, the timestamps are all below. Yin Yoga is a beautiful practice that celebrates the feminine principle within the yin-yang philosophy from ancient Chinese philosophy. It really comes from Taoism, but here we are practicing the feminine principle of yoga. In yin yoga, it's a very passive energy, feminine. The poses are held for much longer than in traditional yang yoga, which is really all other forms of yoga. This helps to calm the nerves, it's cooling to the body, and it helps the soft tissue, such as the fascia, to release. And it also helps to remove toxins from the body. For this practice, you will need some yoga props. So as you see to my right, I've got 2 blocks. I've got a cat Luna, who is not a yoga prop. I've got a blanket here, a folded blanket, a yoga bolster, and if you don't have any yoga bolsters, you can use a pillow. We're going to get started with a centering activity, then move straight into our yoga practice. Place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly on your growing baby. Close your eyes. Focus inward. Bring your awareness to the present moment. Allow yourself to tune into your body, to your current energy. If you've been experiencing some stress and anxiety or worries and troubles from your day, make a pact with yourself to set those troubles, worries, and anxieties aside for now. And you can always pick those up later at the end of your class. Notice how your breathing calms down. And you can now open your eyes, and we will begin our practice with open butterfly pose. For open butterfly, you're going to take the right leg out, bring the left leg in, and if you'd like to, you can sit on a folded blanket. In yin yoga poses, we try to go into each of the movements passively, so not exerting too much effort, but just allowing the body to sink into each and every pose. So to that end, with your right leg extended and your left leg folded in, you're going to just turn towards your extended leg and gently bring your upper body forward, relaxing your head, relaxing your neck. If it feels more comfortable to place one hand on either side of your leg, then that's okay. You can just rest in the pose. We'll be holding each of the poses for about a minute. And rolling it back up, we're going to take the other side, folding in the right leg and extending the left leg forward. Turn towards your extended leg and just ease the body down. And roll it gently back up. We're going to come into butterfly pose, sitting up nice and tall. Now, if you are flexible, usually in your third trimester, you get a little bit more flexible because of the hormone relaxin. So if you're feeling more flexible and you would like to rest your forehead on blocks or blocks in a pillow, you can do that just by bringing some blocks over here. As you come forward, you can rest your head down. And roll it back up. If you have your blocks here, you're going to go ahead and place them on either side of you as we come into deer pose. If you don't have your blocks with you, go ahead and have something just in case you need to prop your hands up slightly behind you. For deer pose, it's also a good idea to sit on a folded blanket or a pillow just to elevate your hips a little bit. We're going to start with deer pose to our right. You're going to be putting your legs in an L shape, and I'm going to be sitting at an angle to show you. So the legs are like the letter L, the front leg like a letter L in front, the back leg like a letter L in back, and we're going to just twist gently over to our right side. If your arms are a little bit short, you'll want to place your hand on top of a block. You're going to take your left hand and place it on your right thigh, and take your right hand and place it behind you. Lift the chest, push up on the hand that's on the floor, and then turn your head over to the right. Make sure to belly breathe in each of your postures, inflating the belly as you inhale and contracting the belly as you exhale. To come gently out of deer pose, we're going to rock the knees side to side in windshield wipers here. So very gently, just rocking those knees side to side. And again, if you want to place the hands behind you on your blocks, go ahead and do that if this is easier. Just a gentle rock, alleviating tension from your hips and your lower back. Nice. We're going to turn with the L-shaped legs for deer posture and sitting up nice and tall. Let's go ahead and take your right hand on your left thigh and your left hand behind you. Lift the chest and twist. Coming back to center, let's rock those legs in our windshield wiper rock. Next, we're coming into caterpillar pose. I'm going to do it at an angle so you can see. Extending the legs forward, sitting nice and tall. This is a pose that might be best done with a blanket. If you want to rest your head on something, you can use your stack of blocks or a pillow and blocks. Coming forward, just easing it forward. We're not forcing it. We're just going to crawl the hands forward, allow the body to fall where it may. If your belly is in the way, you can bring those legs a little wider apart. and rolling it gently up. We're going to go ahead and come on all fours for some more yin yoga. On all fours, let's start with a wide-kneed child's pose. You can always assist yourself by placing your belly on a pillow as you're resting in child's pose. Coming back up, we're going to come into dragon pose, which is basically a lunge with the legs a little wider apart than traditional, which is great for pregnancy. You're going to bring your right leg forward. Make sure your knee is aligned over the ankle. For this, I'm going to use some yoga blocks on the inside of the leg. Placing your hands on the floor or on the blocks, go ahead and slide your back foot back, and your right leg is just slightly outside of your hips. Again, making sure your knee is not hyperextended over the ankle. Your spine is neutral, and we'll hold this pose. For more advanced students, if you would like to come down to your elbows, you could even put a bolster on top to come down onto your elbows. For the remainder of the pose, I'm going to remain with my hands on the blocks. At any time in the posture, if you're feeling discomfort, you can either shift back or you can come into a child's pose. Bringing that right leg back, shifting your blocks, if you have them, over to the other side. We're going to bring the left leg forward, slightly outside of the hips, and sliding your right leg back. And just holding the pose here. And go ahead and bring it back. You can remove your blocks now or just place them at the front of your mat. You can also use this for our next pose called Melting Heart. Open the knees wide apart to the exterior of your mat. You can bring your toes in slightly for stability. You're going to keep your tushy, your bottom, way high in the air, and you're going to extend your arms forward with your chest, forehead coming toward the mat and holding it here. Walking the hands back up, we're going to come into swan pose, which looks a lot like pigeon. So we're going to slide the right knee forward and extending the left leg backward. I like to, in pregnancy especially, if your right knee is forward, walk your hands to the left. This helps you to accommodate your growing belly in pregnancy. If you need some assistance, take your bolster and place it underneath your right hip. Now we can do swan, which are just gonna hang out here, or you can come into sleeping swan, in which case you would come down onto your forearms and elbows. I'm gonna hang in sleeping swan for a little bit, and you are free to adjust your position as it's comfortable for you. If you're down in sleeping swan, walk your hands back up to get an extra back stretch here, just holding it and breathe. Not trying to push it, not trying to control it. Just allow your body to be. Push back up to all fours. And let's switch sides, sliding the left leg forward. The right leg extends back. Walk your hands over to the right. If you want to support your hip with the bolster, go right ahead. And you can either stay up here or come into your sleeping swan. Coming back up, extending the arms. If your arms aren't already extended, give yourself a nice passive back stretch here. Not pushing it. Breathe deep, allowing your body to just be. Pushing back up to all fours, remove your bolster. And we're going to come into some side stretches before relaxation pose Shavasana. For Shavasana, you want to take a pillow or a bolster. You can also use your folded blanket and one yoga block. So we're going to do some leg stretches here. On your side, bring your knees all the way forward, and we're going to raise that knee up and do some circles here. This is going to lubricate the hip joint, and then just reverse it here. Let's get a little shoulder stretch here. If you're close to a wall, you want to get just a little bit away from that wall. Bring the arms forward and extend that arm up and over, and looking over toward the extended arm, and breathe. Bring the arms together, and we're going to go ahead and switch sides. On the opposite side now, bring your knees forward and bring that knee up, the top knee, and we're just going to do some circles. Again, lubricating the hip joint. It's always great to keep those hips supple during pregnancy. Now reverse the circles. Bring those knees together. Arms come forward. Now open the top arm up to the back and come into your back stretch. Bringing your arms forward, we're going to come into relaxation pose Shavasana. If you would like to, you can place a yoga block in between the thighs to help even out the hips and not put too much pressure on the top hip. And just come into a comfortable side position, closing your eyes and taking a few moments to just be. When you're ready, you can remove your block from between your knees, and you can gently ease yourself to sitting, bringing the stillness of Shavasana with you. Bring your hands to prayer posture, raising your fingertips up to your forehead, taking a bow to your higher self with gratitude for the time that you've spent uniting your mind, body, soul, and spirit, and for this precious time that you've spent with your baby. Let's place our hands to our heart center. Let's bow to each other, wishing peace and happiness. I want to thank you for joining me today for Yin Yoga, for your pregnancy. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for subscribing to my channel below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications so you never miss another prenatal yoga class. Thanks for sharing this with your other pregnant friends, and I'll see you in the next video.